Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people, and welcome back to Cities Skylines, where we're just in cinematic cameras staring at one spot. There we go. That's a little better. So today we are going to continue on our airport. Last time we added a very large cargo area. It may look a little different, excuse me, than what you saw in the last video. But that's because I have done a few changes, and we're going to do a few more, starting with getting rid of this metro stop. I did a little bit of play testing here. Oh, okay, I'm just going to have to delete that line altogether, aren't I? Is there an easier way to do that? What if I come up here? I thought I could just delete that, and that would be fine. What if we extend the track right there? Will it let me delete it if I put track in there? No, I don't think it will. But we'll try. It would help if I had the right tool out. No, it's not going to let me put that in at all. But that's fine because this metro isn't really seeing a great deal of usage right now. 5 passengers, so we can just get rid of that for the time being. No one's really going to miss it all that much. But I was just playing around with a few things to see what I wanted to do out in this section of the airport, and I think I want to do something a little bit different. Can I be out of the bulldoze tool and out of that? Thank you. So yeah, a couple things we've changed. We had a very large farm here, and we had a cargo train terminal right here. Which one could argue that it would make sense to have cargo somewhere over here because we do have a small industrial area over here, but they have really decent highway access. You can come off the highway right here and then come around, or you can come off the highway here and come around eventually that way. I would eventually like to move even all these services and things away from here and repurpose them elsewhere. I know that's not, as some would say, the height of realism, but to me, you know, it makes sense. I would like to do some things here. As far as future plans for the city, we do plan on having the city annex this whole area. You can see they've already worked with the highway department to bring in a highway for future development. And they've even laid out their first collector through here. And this area is going to become a tourist hub down here by the beach. Lots of amenities, maybe an amusement park out here by the highway. And a zoo, probably off over onto this side. And then just lots of tourist and leisure type activities with the city kind of growing this way and becoming more and more high density. You can see the city's already got a pocket of high density here. I see that kind of growing and then maybe tapering back off as we get closer to the shore. Though there's something to be said for high-rise condos by the beach as well. But yeah, we moved the farming area entirely. And by we, I mean me. To over here, I think it makes a bit more sense for some of our industrial uses to also go over here. And this may just become a really large spread out industrial park. If we look, you can see we have good farming. We have a ton of oil right here. More farming back here. I could plant trees wherever I wanted. We even have a bit of ore, but thanks to the power mod, we can just add ore in anywhere that we want. And I think maybe making use of this beach and repurposing it and putting a quay wall would make a nice cargo harbor. Granted, we would have to get the railroad over here, but I don't think that would be too big of a problem to create a spur. We'd have to be really careful with our topography, but we've got just enough space here by the airport that I think we could bring it in and bring it around nicely to where it could come over here to a beachfront port access. Yes, the cargo porch. I thought I turned all those off. I've recently reinstalled Windows, therefore reinstalled Cities Skylines, so I get all the tutorials back up. But we've started our farming area here. I've even gone ahead and gridded out just like a small little town, though we're not going to do anything with that just yet. But those are kind of some of the changes that are coming. Today, though, I want to correct a mistake that I made when I first built the farm here. I did not in any way respect the topography. So, since the farm is gone, we are just going to get rid of all of that. I think there's even water pipes under here, yeah. We're just going to eliminate all of this, and we're just going to pretend as though none of this was ever here. In reality, I have lived in an area where a farmer did sell off quite a bit of their land and relocated a lot of what they were doing elsewhere. I really need a place for this guy just temporarily, and I don't know that there is a good spot, so maybe we'll just delete it altogether. It's gonna make a few citizens unhappy, and by a few, I mean a good half the city, a good all the city. Oof. That didn't do wonders for our happiness, but we're at 91%, so they'll get over it. So that's the first thing I wanted to fix, so that we can redevelop this into residential and make it look a little bit better. The second thing I want to fix is this park is great. I love this park. However, it doesn't take advantage of its lake view unless you go through the woods and come down here to one of these piers. I do like the idea of a nicely wooded walking trail, but I think what would make a little more sense would be to eliminate the trees on this side and replace them with something a little more strategic. That's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. So we'll come in here with our brush and just get rid of all of this completely. And gone. And I think I might even want to, I mean, I went through and I added in my own trees. So I don't know that I really need to, well, I would just like one. I don't know that I really need to do a ton with upgrading the paths up here, but maybe down here we could do some things. But this opens us up to a lot of areas now that just don't have landscaping. So I think it would be a good opportunity to bring some of that in. I also see a couple other areas where we could use just a few more trees here and there. And now this area has a view out to the lake. So no matter where you are in the park, you can see out to the lake. However, because we still have the woods here, it really does block the view of the railroad. And you know what? I don't think I turned on my my filter here. There we go. Now we can see better. Yeah, so we definitely are purposely obstructing the view to the back side of the airport, the less attractive side of the airport, this big railroad bridge that's rather unsightly. You don't want to look at that from the park on your leisure. You can still see it from some places, but it's not too terribly bad. And then in these sections that are wide open, we could leave them as just wide open green spaces, but I think I'd like to give them a little bit of character. Where's some of those bigger rocks? Maybe not that one. Maybe we'll throw like a big rock here with some of the smaller ones around it. We have a nice fence here and hedges and all that to separate it, but I want this to become a little less formal as it gets down to the coast. And I think that that looks a whole lot better. Maybe I wish we had some of these grasses. Oh, these will go a lot closer. Some of these grasses that weren't quite as tall. That would be kind of nice. Just a couple of them here and there around these trees. But for the most part, I want this to be usable green space that people can, you know, lay out a blanket for a picnic, throw the frisbee around, you know, fly a kite, though maybe not over by these trees. You know, just those type of things. You know, just a nice lakeside park. You know, go have a barbecue with the family. The kids can go for a swim. All that good stuff. What do I know about what kids want to do? I don't have kids. But hey, if you notice the game seems to be running a lot better than the last time, it's because, one, an update has come out. It's been almost a month since I've recorded anything for this series, but an update has come out that fixed the issue with the taxiways causing performance problems. So that's better. And then we also, I've had a computer upgrade since the last time I recorded. I've still got the same GPU, but we're on a much better CPU now. That's not what I wanted to do. It looks like we've just got a rough edge that if I just delete here, we'll get cleaned up. And then we'll fill that in. Let's just double check, because I know I had made some changes trying to clean things up, like over here. We'll clean this up. It's doing something strange right there. We'll just pretend that that's fine. So yeah, I think we're in good shape. So let's move on to our airport, which we're, you know, getting a bit limited on space. So I've had a couple ideas about things we could do to expand the airport. We already have good access for all of this. We've got 2 actual terminals, and then we've got our small, you know, local, we've got more regional, and then our international flights over here. And they all kind of have their own dedicated areas. They are all sharing the same runway and same taxiways, but it hasn't become a problem. What I'm wondering, I would really like to fit a second runway in here, but it would have to come right here. And I don't know that I want a runway right next to the road. And even if I did that, that wouldn't leave me a lot of buildable space. So I've been toying around with a couple ideas, and I'm really torn as what to do. One, I thought it'd be nice to bring in one more terminal with road access, but then does that really make sense to have yet another entry into basically the same airport and just more road access? And the more I think about it, the more my answer to myself is no, that's not a good idea. Instead, what I think I'd like to do is go off of what we already have over here, use our guidelines to just kind of get a line in here, because I know I need to back these off. I don't want it to be 100% symmetrical, but I'm okay with a bit of symmetry. So we could put in these guys, but what we really need over here are these dudes. That way we can connect a metro here. And I almost wondered if maybe I shouldn't put that in the middle, like dead middle. Yeah, I think that's a better idea, don't you? I think so. So let's see here. Let's find that middle spot here. Let's bring this back out, bring that back in, then delete this. And I do want this running, I think I'd like it to run all the way down to where this one is. And this one's going to be trickier to figure out exactly where it needs to end. Now, let's see if I got that right. That's almost perfect, so we'll accept it. And we'll go there, And then we'll blast that out of here. And then I just want to see how long this is. Find my middle point. We're going to waste a lot of money here. So it's 1580. So 7540 would be our halfway mark, which I don't know that... Oh, we do have a 7540. Nice. That's our halfway point. So if we rebuild this then... I told you this was going to get expensive. And put this to here. And then delete just one. And then start this here. And I think it was about there. Oh wait, we know what the amount was. 7540. Go there and then delete one here. I should, once I get rid of that was there for just a placekeeper, I should be able to get this in here. Ooh, it's not, it's a little wider. And the price tag, I wish I could turn that off. The price tag kind of hides one of the corners, which makes it a little trickier to line up. I'm going to do my best to get this dead even here. Or do I want to go like this? I think I might want to go like that, but then I might have a problem with it. Yeah, it wants to snap one side to the other. And on that side says it's already occupied. I almost kind of like it better like this, though. Are we going to be okay with this being slightly off-center? No. Okay. I don't think this is going to let me come out a small enough amount to still fit that in there. Nope. It's not. So instead of doing that, we're going to do that and that. We're going to put this thing in and just kind of eyeball it. Oh, this way. Wait, which way did I say I wanted it to go? This way, yeah. And snap it onto one of these so that hopefully we can at least get it aligned to that. It's not really not wanting to snap at a straight point, though. Alright, well, wish me luck. This looks pretty good. Maybe just a pixel that way. And we'll see how we did. That side's pretty good. That side, not as good. But now what I can do, let's come out. What was it? 5740? No, 50. I've forgotten. 7540, yeah. Well, that's way too big. So maybe we don't go that far. Let's see how big we're actually going to go here. Don't give me that. Come on. It's like, nah, I don't think we're going to do this, my friend. So rude. If I had my... Okay, here's what we can do. We can just put a little one right there. And then that will tell me where to stop. I'm not getting... Either way, it wants to come off at just a slight angle. I'm not getting it to come out of there straight. So we'll go in a little bit, and we'll go 6370. And then we'll do the same thing on this side. It was 107, 63, 70, and we want it right like one little more up there. And that should be pretty darn close to as straight as I'm going to get it. I would really like to have another section that comes off this way, but then it's kind of silly to have this because then they can't get back here. Like if I did that, they're not going to be able to get... I'm not easily going to be able to get planes back here because I'll have to come all the way from up here after they've landed, taxi back down. So I think that's just a bit unrealistic. That is not lined up at all, and I don't like it. I don't like it. It's trial and error, gang. It is trial and error. So let's come back in to this. And I'm going to turn Anarchy on for just a moment and cheat a bit, because that'll make my life much easier. So, there we go. That is straight. Now, I just want to very carefully delete that. There we go. So then I want it set back to here. So 7540 isn't quite. So 7800s, that's 1, 2, it's like 3. It is aligning nicely there though. So if I go to there and then come all the way down here. Come on, gimme. I'm off by 1. Wait, how long was this? 6,500, and then now I'm too far that way. Is that right? Let's look at it like this. Yeah, okay. So 6,500. Like right there. Now can I cram this dude in here? Oh, I've got Anarchy on still. Let's turn it off. I want it right in the middle. I'm gonna turn it on. You know what? That might be the way to do this, is to put that in and then delete this. I think it deleted all of them. We're about to find out. We'll turn Anarchy off. And if it lets me connect these, and it does. Alright, so let me get my line back in here. I know it's still not going to be perfectly straight, but I think it's going to be better than it was. I think I will go out to that side, and then 6,500 out this way. We're just going to have to eyeball this one. That is dangerously close to the edge there, though, isn't it? I need a big, giant plane to go by, which we're about to get, so that's good. Just to tell me if this is too close here or not. Oh, I paused the game. And it clears. It might be a little closer than I would like, but it clears. So we're going to go with it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have more international flights this side, some smaller jets this side, some more medium jets this side, so that we can get a little bit of every type of air traffic. And I'll remember where the things are I'm looking for here in a minute. So, large aircraft stands. Come on. Come on. Snap in there. There you go. And I just want to get however many fits. I'm not going to force them to be too terribly close. So I think the airport's already a good size. This is just for a bit of added capacity. Yeah, that's going to be a little too far out there. So we did 4 over there. We'll do 4 more here. And then we'll go around the backside. And don't worry, I realize this place doesn't have water or even access at this point. We're going to be adding in water and a metro here in just a moment. I may even loop the metro down here and back up. Well, that would make it awful long, because then it would have to... Or I could then just make it one big loop. I don't know. We're going to have to play with that. I may even isolate one of them off the loop and let them walk, because eventually we're going to have an express metro from here at the airport all the way over here to our tourist trap. But this one has to be connected. But this one might not be a bad one, because then we could even run it through town and maybe join up with this metro. Though then that would defeat the purpose of our express train. But if I had this come here, well, either way we could bring it off of there. Yeah, we are. We're going to bring this down to here and then back up and into the backside of that, and then it'll just loop back. Anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's put in our medium jet stands. And again, I'm just using the outline of the one I just placed and then the line of the gate there towards the left, just to kind of line these up. I think that's probably... get one more there. And then we'll do some of our small ones over here. Probably able to get quite a few of these back here. And there. One for you. And there. And there. And maybe even one more. One of the things I've always loved about airports that are built close to a road is driving by and actually seeing the planes. There's always the fence. But where I used to live in Ohio, I enjoyed that quite a bit, getting to drive by the Air Force Base and just seeing the plane activity. It was quite a nice thing to get to watch. So we do have a bit of an issue over here. It's not a big deal that these don't line up, but over here we're going to have to do some things. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to go in here to Taxiways, and we're going to figure out, first of all, how do we want these guys to get in here? So let's delete a lot of this. I could probably fit one more run right into here, but I think I'll live with it as is. And that gets us this side done. Let's just make sure I got everything back in. So these guys can go in, and then around to get out, and then all the way down there to get out. Yeah, we really do need another way for these dudes, like halfway through. Oh, well, that worked out well. We just happen to have nodes there, so that's good. So these guys can get out without having to worry about these dudes, but these dudes down here definitely have a bit of an issue. We could come through here and do this. Yeah, these are all kinds of screwy, aren't they? We could let them come down through here and do that. And then here we will fix this up. So at least one part of it's straight. I kind of abandoned that whole make it nice and straight thing, didn't I? Once that went wrong, I'm like, yeah, screw it. Okay, so everybody can get in, everybody can get out. So that's that side done. Let's just give it a nice coat of concrete paint here. A little bigger than that. Just cover all this up. Because I don't know about the airports you've been to. Every airport I've ever been to, there's not a lot of grass nearby. It's just a lot of concrete everywhere. I will probably go ahead and fill this in as well. But let's not go over to the edge because that does cause some ugly tearing issues over to the side. This is going to go at an angle that might work for us if I can get it. There we go. I can live with that one little tear right there. And it may wind up getting covered up anyway with what we're about to do, which is bring these guys in. So, let's go back into here. And then I kind of like to see, what did I do here? I guess all of my stands are really just going out connected to each other. So let's just do that again. So we'll do our out first. And this is obviously not going to be straight because these are two different size stands. And that's okay. This, however, is not. So we're going to get rid of that. Bring that right to there. Bring that back through. And bring that back through. And then we just need a way in for these poor guys. So let's bring that down to right there where we already have a node. And bring them all in. Like so. Ooh, that is really close to that fence. So how about if we go there and then use the curved road tool? Ooh, distance too short. Unfortunate. Okay. What's the shortest I can go here? Like there. And then flip that around. Space already occupied. Alright. We might not be able to have this last stand. Yep. That's just not going to work. I mean, we could just go straight down, but then it's still space already occupied. So that one's just a little too close to the road to get them in. Unless no, that still won't work. Let them come out here and then go there, then they can just turn around and come back and then flip that around. Then they could get in there, they could go out. It's a really weird way they're getting out, but then it works. And we get to keep it. You can see I was testing with that other terminal. I had water pipes in there. I had it in, I just didn't have stands on it. I was just trying to see if I liked it, the one with road access, and I just thought in the grand scheme of things, it did not make a great deal of sense. So I got rid of it. And we'll connect that up there. And then hopefully everyone has water. And, wow, we've brought in nearly 300,000 passengers over the past few weeks. And we spent a lot of time paused. What I really like is I haven't had to use any of these expensive policies to get this airport to being rather profitable for us. I mean, the town is raking in cash. And a big part of that is coming, matter of fact, almost all of it's coming from the airport. You can see as the airport drops, the city drops down quite a bit. But that's bringing in just a ton of passengers. And we don't even really have a whole lot for those tourists to come see just yet. I mean, we do have, the business park arch. We do have touristy type hotels and things. And then, of course, we have the aviation museum. And there's a few other small things tied in out over in that area. One thing I do want to do, though, is we have a lot of empty space here. We're going to need to do probably some landscaping in the corners here. But I think I would also, since our district ends right here, I think I'd like to just have some regular commercial, just low density, just in this side, not along the bus stop roads and not right up against the ramps, but just to the inside of them. We do have our parking garages in. So there's plenty of parking here at the airport. Double deck here and then a single deck on these ends. We may add some more there as well. I think having some businesses and shops and things, though, we are going to have to clearly clean up the district line just a bit because it is causing some tourist destinations to pop in, and we don't want that. There we go. We'll do that there. And then this side looks like it's going to be okay. And this side looks like it's going to be okay as well. It's just that one building that was just like, look at me, I'm a tourist building. And then we can go through. I want to connect a few more paths to this if it'll let me. I haven't tested this out yet, so I don't really know. It looks like it will. So here's hoping. I want to turn off everything except angle. I just want to make some kind of curvy paths. Oh, can I really not connect to that? Interesting. It looks like I should be able to connect to that. Well, you know what? Anarchy says I can. It makes kind of a weird blob, but they should be able to walk on that. And then in this corner, I'd like to get another little path in. over here just to kind of connect to that area. We're just going to stick with the dirt paths and anarchy. Let's turn all that off. I'll turn it all back on. And we'll bring that down and then right across just like that. I may allow just a few small shops, like maybe not, yeah, like there and a small shop right there. Not a lot. And we're once again building something. Oh, the district goes there. Okay. Well, we want to get rid of the district there. We don't want the district to be in this section. We only want it to be over here. By the way, I do take naming suggestions, just like I do on Twitch, and you don't even have to use channel points for it. On Twitch live streams, when we stream this, people have to use channel points to redeem, to be able to name things in the city while we're losing money. We're also losing residents really fast. I've again done the wrong thing there. So I think I'd like... Oh, that's huge. Let's turn anarchy back off too. I didn't realize these are that big. These just get bigger and bigger, don't they? So I would like to do just a small rock feature here. If you combine a few of them, you can get an interesting looking big rock. Or the town that's near me, Little Rock. So this is a bunch of Little Rocks making a big rock. I still don't know why Little Rock, Arkansas is called Little Rock. It's not like... I don't really understand it. Like, is there a Little Rock somewhere on the river that was like a notable landmark? I don't know. I don't know a lot about this area, and I don't care to learn. So what we'll do is just give this a nice row of rhododendrons all around the rock. For just a little pop of color. That looks good, I think. Maybe just fill in a little gap here and there. There we go. And then come in with some trees. And we were using the palm tree over here. But this asset uses, what is that? That's just that one generic tree. No, it's this tree, okay. We will align our path as best we can, trying to follow about the same spacing as we have over there. And that looks about right to me. And we'll do the same on this path, though there's not as much. Actually, there's no trees down this way. So maybe we should just do the small bush. No, I would like to have trees on this, and then they'll just kind of end as it gets here. Yeah, that works. That works nicely. And then I'd like to have another rock formation over here. And then this area, I think we'll just do some more signature trees. Maybe a small gathering of our nice colorful trees. I want to try to find a way to make a nice transition to these palm trees. Maybe a coconut tree since it's a little smaller. Oh, that's way smaller than the tree that's next to it. Yeah, it kind of looks silly having the palm tree there. Maybe what we could do is bring like a row of palms just to separate off this building a bit. And what we'll do is get rid of these guys for now. So that way this building is kind of its own little thing. That works, and that helps us tie in the idea of palm trees a little better. We'll do the same thing over here. Just kind of a little surround around those two. And now we can come in here and give ourselves a spot of color in the middle. And I'm going to add a lot just to make it look like one big, huge, giant tree with lots of trunks. Yep, that's how trees totally work. And then I'm going to try to get some color in here. But I don't know if it's going to work. Yeah, maybe we just leave well enough alone here. And then just some grasses back in there. I'm leaving a bit of green space. Oh, somehow we lost our building. Was it abandoned too long? Some grasses. Actually, let's just hold it down. That makes a horrible noise, but it works. Just to kind of coat that whole area there. Just to make a nice lush area. Why did we lose our building? Did it go abandoned? That one did too. Did they not like the trees? I don't know. Is that too much grass? From a flammability standpoint, yeah, hell yeah, it's too much grass. So that's looking a little bit better there. I want to leave just a bit of green space. Whoops, there. We could probably even stand to move these rocks and everything out. Ooh, that's going to be tricky to grab all of that and not grab the path as well. If I use the shift key and just do really small selections, I should be able to get it all. Yeah. I got most of it. And then we can come back in and grab what I missed. I'm going to shove that in. Whoops, no. Give me that. There we go. Move that back in. No, go back. Go back to where you were. Oh, well, it's gone now. It's gone. It doesn't exist anymore, and we'll just fill in where we lost a couple here. Yeah, having that closer out here to the curb, I think, just kind of anchors it a bit better. That side looks good. I'm not sure what I want to do over here just yet. Maybe I might even allow just a couple more businesses, because when you come in, you see the jets. So, and historic planes. So I don't know that it's that bad of an idea to allow just a few more shops and things to pop up right there. We don't really have that big of a demand. We're going to have to get back over in the city soon. But we will do a few things over here. First and foremost, it looks like we need to clean up this fence. I don't think this fence is quite right, but we'll save that for another time because this one's gotten quite long. So let's jump into our cinematic camera and look at, oh, good, the airport. And say until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.